Hello everybody, this is Adam from Wax Pack Gods. I hope you're doing well. A couple videos ago I started going through this box, which is actually a 1985 Topps Rack Pack box, but it does not contain either Rack Packs or 1985 Topps cards. There may be a couple in here, but what it is instead is like a hodgepodge of cards that I had put together and needed to clean up 20 years ago or so, and put them in this box. And I thought it would be fun to see what was here and what I had been looking at the time. So I went through a few last time. I thought I'd go through a few more this time just to have a look. So here's a 1983 Donruss Terry Leach. So Donruss design was very similar in 83 to what it was in 82, replacing the ball design here in the lower right hand corner with a glove design. And we have Steve Baboni, who was a guy who would probably be more popular today because of sabermetrics. So he was kind of a 3 true outcomes guy, without a whole lot of walks, but he hit a lot of home runs and struck out a lot. This is a 1986 Donruss Steve Baboni card. There's a 1986 Donruss Chris Chambliss card, played for the Braves. And a 1985 Donruss Al Jones for the White Sox. So this was a kind of a polarizing set. So Donruss had kind of stepped into the big leagues in 1984 with their scarce set. And in 85 they came out with these black borders with red stripes. People kind of loved them or hated them. I pretty much loved them. I loved most of what Donruss was doing in the mid 80s. They just had a different feel than the other cards. Felt like higher quality and pretty neat. I like the way these borders look, even with the condition problems that the black borders can introduce. There's an 85 Donruss Rob Wilfong, played for the Angels. Mick the Quick, 85 Donruss Mickey Rivers, at this time with the Texas Rangers. Let's see, and that's all you get here. He played with the Yankees at some point too, maybe a couple other teams also. He had been a decent base stealer earlier in his career, but had really trailed off here. So in 1984, when this picture was taken, he would have been like 35. So he was coming towards the end of the line. Here's a 1983 Fleer, Rick Leach. This was a big jump forward, I thought, in quality over their 81 and 82 issues. They put the team logo there, kind of gray beige borders, and a brown and white motif on the back. And for the first time, they had the card, a picture on the back of the cards. The first time any set had done this since the 71 Topps set. So they weren't great pictures, but they were there nonetheless. Here we are back to the black and white borders of the 86 Topps set. We have Tim Stoddard for the San Diego Padres. An 83 Donruss checklist. This looks like number 547 through, I'm guessing, what, 660? 653, okay. Interesting. There's Dickie Knowles. I think we saw one of his cards earlier. This is an 86 Donruss. Dickie Ray Knowles. And here's Dan Quisenberry. Relief pitcher par excellence for the Kansas City Royals. And in this picture, this was an 85 picture, right? It's an 86 Donruss card, so they were just on the verge of winning that controversial World Series over the St. Louis Cardinals. 86 Donruss Steve Bedrosian, a pitcher for the Braves. 85 Donruss John Butcher for the Twins. This is a real hodgepodge, as you can see. But the golden era, at least for me, of collecting. 83, 85, 84, 86. Al Jones, 85 Donruss again. It's an 86 Donruss, Dwayne Henry. 85 Donruss, Danny Darwin. Oh, and there's a special one coming up. And 85 Donruss Diamond Kings, Frank Tanana. I kind of giggle because I'm not really used to seeing Frank with a mustache. I kind of picture him with as clean shaven. So he was a fireballer who kind of had some arm troubles and then learned how to pitch as a more crafty guy as his career rolled along. So he was a good pitcher for a long time. And there's Curt Forever Young with the A's on a 1985 Donruss card. Roy Smalley with 85 Donruss with the Chicago White Sox. And he was actually Roy Smalley III, Roy Frederick Smalley III. At least his father played in the majors, I think in the 50s. There's Gene Nelson on an 85 Donruss card for the White Sox. Chuck Rainey on an 85 Donruss card for the A's. Let's see, he had played with the Red Sox for a few years, and then the Cubs, and then the Cubs and the A's in '84. So let's see, he was so he went to the A's on July 15th of '84 in exchange for Davey Lopes. So this was during that season that the Cubs held off the Mets to win the NL East before they got beat by the Padres in the NLCS. Mike Jones of the Royals on two 1985 Donruss cards. Mike Laga, first baseman for the Detroit Tigers, on an 86 Donruss card. Carlos Ponce, a first baseman for the Brewers. I don't remember him outside of baseball cards. So this looks like it was his rookie card, and I'm sure it's worth a mint now. Maybe a mint penny if you're lucky. Rich Bordy, an 86 Donruss card he was with the Yankees. There's Grover, Mike Hargrove, who was playing infield for the Cleveland Indians in this picture on his 86 Donruss card. Been with the Indians for a while. He was a good player. Had 1,600 hits or so. He was about done, I think, at this point. As a player, of course, he was a manager for a long time after that. I have an 86 Donruss Mark Sullivan, catcher for the Boston Red Sox. And then an excellent pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. We have Mike Flanagan on his 86 Donruss card. So Donruss goes back, 5 years during this time? And so you can see he went 15-11 in '82. So that was good. His ERAs are a little high, but still a really good pitcher. So I think we'll stop there, and we'll have Flanagan's teammate, Scott McGregor, coming up if and when we do the next series, or video in this series. So anyway, thanks for watching this second round of my treasures from a 1985 Topps Rack Pack box. You can find us at waxpackgods.com or on Twitter at waxpackgods. Thanks a lot.